welcome to another episode of Wednesday's Winning Woman. With me this week is one of my dear friends that I don't get a chance to talk to as much as I'd like. She's very busy running the world as a senior manager of sales, partner sales for Salesforce. We've worked a couple different companies together, so we're going to get into that a little bit. But we're going to talk all that live with you guys. So join me in welcoming Priya Bhalla to the show. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? It's good to see that face.
I know, right? It's been so long. We're here, and I don't feel like there's going to be anyone watching this who doesn't really know what Salesforce is. If they do, then they could look it up. But I mean, you guys are a household name in a lot of aspects of industry. But tell us a little bit specifically about what you're doing at Salesforce.
Yeah, so I am on the Alliances and Channels team. I am a senior partner sales manager for the enterprise media space, actually, which is a brand new space to me, something I am learning. What I do is I learn all about our partner ecosystem, get to know, what their roadmap is looking like, what they're good at, what they excel at, how they can really help and join forces with Salesforce to really sell Salesforce and the technology behind it.
All right, very good, very good. Thank you. So now we have three set questions that we ask. The first one is about accomplishments. So we want you to share one accomplishment that you're proud of, something you look back and you say, I did that. I'm proud of that. That was a good thing. What one do you want to share?
Yeah. So I'll make this a little work focus, I would say. I think entering into the tech world with zero knowledge, zero experience, and getting right into a startup. I think that was one of my biggest accomplishments. Working at a startup really gives you that thick skin. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of growing pains. But at the end of the day, seeing that growth, seeing those results, and just knowing that I had an impact on that, I think was like one of my biggest accomplishments during my career.
Yeah. And as someone who was along for that ride, I fully agree with that accomplishment. We used to joke that you should have gotten paid more than you did, just for you were the first one in that environment to kind of spoil me from an expectation perspective, because the way you did events, we used to always joke like we never had to worry about anything. We went into it, everything was like all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted. And so it set the bar kind of high for everyone after that. And like you said, doing it with a startup. I mean, none of us did one job,
No.
and so that was good. So I can see why you would look back at that. I mean, you did really well there.
It was great. It was a good experience. Yeah.
So I know you set goals, and so I want to get one. I want to get one of your goals for 2023. What are you looking to accomplish?
So I think the best gift we're given is time, right? If you can give anybody your time, I think that is so important. And I think something I want to focus on that I used to do that I've, it's taken a step back a little bit, but I want to volunteer a little bit more this year. Giving back, I think, is going to be one of my biggest goals this year. I used to, back in my heyday, helped a lot of people. It also allowed me personally to grow and to network more. So I think that if I can leverage my time to helping others, that's what I want to make a goal of mine this year.
Awesome. And that's a great goal. It's also rewarding, right? I mean, we know we do these daytime things because, I mean, for a lot of us, it's what we do, it's what we're good at, but it's also, generate revenue because we have a life we want to live. But the passion aspect of helping other people and seeing that development, very respectable. That's a good goal. I probably will check back in with you later on and see how that's going. I think that's something that comes.
Hey, maybe we can do it together.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, we can get all some people together, build some more habitat houses.
Oh, let's do it. Let's get our hands dirty.
Let's see. So the last one, this is kind of funny because I allow people to you can just be creative with what advice you would give your younger self. And again, business, personal, professional, doesn't really matter. And you can go back, you're not a senior, you know, but you could, you know, you still have some younger days and maybe some things you wish you would have known just starting out. So if you could give yourself some advice, what would it be?
I would say don't be afraid to take chances. And when you do take a chance, don't be gun shy about it. And if they don't work out, it's okay.
Yeah,
Don't look at it as a failure. Look at it as, a lesson, an opportunity to learn from it, to grow. I think that is the biggest lesson. Like, I would go back to myself and say, take more chances, learn from it, grow. It'll make you into the person you are today. And you'll look back. There's always a lesson to be learned.
yeah, that's really good. I'm because I had somebody else not worded exactly that way, but say something like that. So I want to ask you a follow-up question. Why do you think it is that people just starting out, whether it's young people or women in general, is it more the industry? Is it the space? Is it the expectations? Why is it that you think people don't take as many chances, or they're, I don't say afraid because I don't want to assume, but something keeps them from really stepping outside of what they're comfortable with?
I think it's confidence. I think it's not being accepted or not doing well. It is the fear of failure, I think. I really do think it's a fear of failure. You want to put your best foot forward and you want to succeed at everything you do, but that's not reality. And you
Right.
have to look at it from a different lens and know that it's okay. It's okay to fall. And
Yeah.
it's you pick back up, you learn from it, and you move forward.
Yeah, I think that's really good. I think there's a part of that that we don't really account for. And just timing wise, I was actually watching something yesterday, and it was a quick interview. It wasn't recent. It was a quick interview that looks like Mark Zuckerberg did years ago. But somebody asked him about the success. I think he was talking to a university. I'm not sure which one, but he said something that I think many people don't think of, is that Facebook wasn't his first attempt. It wasn't like the first thing he wrote. He was like, I wrote programs before that. I wrote like a mobile thing. I wrote, Facebook just happened to be the one where everything aligned and it grew. But that's
Yep.
not, he was doing a bunch of stuff before that. And I think
Yeah,
we tend to focus on the one rocket ship that takes the person, but not realizing it's probably a bunch of cars that didn't make it down the road. We got
absolutely.
to that. And we don't want
Always
to be
a
afraid
lesson
of
to be
that.
learned, pick up, and when there's chaos, there's opportunity, right?
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I like that. Well, thank you. Thank
Well,
you
thank
for
you,
joining
Brandon.
us and sharing. I thought I was gonna tell people the one of my fondest memories amongst all the stuff, because I remember, and I can't remember who was with me, but it was because like all you and all of your events were all like polished, professional, like this is how it works. And I remember one time we went to some event and somebody sipped us a television and it wasn't together. I have this memory, and I don't remember where it was. I have this memory of you building a TV. Like we walked in, and you had like a screwdriver and
Your
like a
driver and
hammer. Like
everything.
I was like, I don't even know what's going on in here. Like I don't know
I
what this.
remember. I remember exactly what you're talking about. I remember that conference.
Yeah,
Gotta get your hands dirty. Gotta
yeah,
stuff in and figure it
right.
out.
And I think that speaks a lot to what we were talking about, the entrepreneurial aspect of it, the startup business aspect of it. And I think it's important for people to know that, you'll have a title and aspirations and stuff like that, but there's times when really successful people simply do whatever needs to be done,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's how
I
you get there.
100% agree.
So
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So thank you again for
Thank you.
spending time for on this episode. And for those of you out there, remember, our charge is to acknowledge, support, and promote. So if you're not already a part of Priya's network, please go on LinkedIn and join that. Support what she has going on in the community, what she has going on at Salesforce. And you heard a little bit about what her role is there. So if there's an opportunity for you to promote that, if you know partners, if you know businesses that need that expertise, then send them her way. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Priya, for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah. And for our audience, we'll see you next week with another episode of Wednesday's Winning Woman.